Good day, kids. This is Teacher Rona, your grade 4 science teacher in modular class. Here are some basic concepts to help you as a guide before doing or answering your module for week 1, since I cannot be with you physically. This video presentation will have two parts. Part 1 is to classify materials based on the ability to absorb water, and Part 2 is to classify materials based on the ability to float and sink in water. Let us define first matter. Matter is everywhere. It is found around you or in different forms. The food you eat, the clothes you wear, the places you live, the water you drink, and even the air you breathe are all matter. The materials you see around you are made up of matter. Matter exists in different forms: solid, liquid, and gases. They have also their own characteristic and properties that makes them unique. There are three states of matter. You have the solid, liquid, and gas. Examples of solids are books, trees, animals, cars, cell phones, stones. Examples of liquids are water, oil, gasoline, soy sauce, soft drinks, ocean. An example of gas are smoke, air, and oxygen. Let us now proceed to part 1, to classify materials based on the ability to absorb water. In this lesson, you will learn more about properties of matter and help you discover solid materials have the ability to absorb water or kakayahang sumipsip na tubig. Absorption or sumisipsip is the process by which something takes in another substance such as water or other liquids. Porosity is the property of materials to absorb liquid like water. Porous materials have plenty of spaces or holes called pores where liquid can be quickly absorbed. The ability of materials to absorb water is due to the presence of loose fibers with lots of pores or holes between the particles that make up the materials. Sponge, for example. This hole or pores absorbs water, making the sponge swell. When you are cooking, you make sure that materials are clean before using them. When you squeeze the sponges, you are forcing the water or liquid cleanser out of the holes that cleans the surface of the dishes, glasses, or spoon that you wash and used in cooking. Materials like plastic or metal spoon and forks, porcelains, cups, iron nails, aluminum cookwares, and glasses that you use at home do not absorb water or liquid, hence they are called non-porous materials. There are no holes or spaces between their particles. We have here Spongy Sponge and Gary Glass. They are going to help you learn and explore objects that can absorb water and cannot. Hello kids! Welcome to the amazing world of materials. I am Spongy Sponge. I will share to you the interesting life I have together with my cousins and friends. This is what my body looks like. I have lots of small holes called pores that enables the air, water, or any liquid to pass through me. These pores with connecting fibers allows the liquid or air to suck into my body. I am porous because I have pores all over my body. This makes me absorb as much water as I can, hence I am absorbent. Hi, I'm Chloe Cotton. I am very porous, which makes me a natural absorber of water. Just like Spongy Sponge, I am an absorbent. My cousins Peter Paper and TC Tissue Paper will suck themselves in a glass of water. Who do you think will absorb more water? Let us find out. I am Peter Paper. I am made of plant materials. I have fibers which are called cellulose. Water is attracted to me and it likes to be sucked up in my body. I am absorbent as well. Absorbent materials like me are normally seen in objects with lots of holes that liquids to get inside the materials and occupy the space in it through capillarity. Hi, my name is TC Tissue Paper. The same with Peter Paper. I am also absorbent as I am made from plant materials with lots of fiber. However, my body has more small spaces and loose fibers. When water gets near, it takes to fill my spaces as it follows the water attracted to the cellulose. More spaces allow more water to be absorbed. That is why I absorb more water than Peter Paper. Hi, I am Gary Glass. Unlike my friends Spongy Sponge, Peter Paper, and TC Tissue Paper, I cannot absorb water. I am non-porous. Look at my body structure. My body is compact. It does not allow much air to flow and it does not absorb water. Hence, I am non-absorbent. Hello, I'm Shallow Cellophane. I am common in the plastic family. I am lightweight and flexible. Water is repelled by me and I cannot absorb it. That is why I am also non-absorbent like Gary Glass. Good luck kids in answering your module. This ends part 1. Let us go now in part 2, that is to classify materials based on the ability to float and sink in water. In this lesson, you will learn more about the properties of matter and help you discover solid materials have the ability to float and sink in water. By definition, float means to stay above the surface of the water. Sink means to go below the surface of the water. Have you ever wondered what causes objects to float and sink? By definition, density refers to how loosely or tightly packed the particles are in the materials. Objects are made up of very tiny molecules. Molecules can be packed in, close together, like in a rock, or more spread out, like in bubble wrap. The positioning of molecules affect the density, thickness of an object. Objects with tightly packed molecules are denser, thicker, than those where the molecules are spread out. From this illustration, on your right is a tightly packed molecules in an object, and on the left is a loosely packed molecules in an object. This is an example of a bowling ball with a tightly packed molecules. So objects with tightly packed molecules will sink if it is more dense than the liquid it is immersed in. This is an example of a loosely packed molecules like the basketball. Objects with loosely packed molecules will float if it is less dense than the liquid it is placed in. Remember, materials with density less than that of a liquid float, and materials with a greater density than the liquid sink. Different materials have different densities. For example, gold will sink in water because its density is 19.3 gram per cubic centimeter, higher than the density of water, which is 1 gram per cubic centimeter. Thus, the shape of an object affects its ability to float. Changing the object's shape will also make its ability to float, because it holds air and at rest has more space to push the object. The illustration shows a big boat in the water. Upthrust is the force that pushes an object up and makes it seem to lose weight in a liquid. It is a push that always goes straight up against the direction of the gravity. This diagram shows the factors affecting sinking or floating of object. You have here type of liquid, density or compactness of object, the materials it is made of, the weight of an object, shape or form of an object. Always remember that density affects the ability of an object to sink or float. Some things float on top of water, some things stays submerged partway down, and some things sink. Some things sink very fast, and some things sink very slowly. Also remember, an object's shape can affect its ability to float. Some materials float no matter what their shape, such as styrofoam and balsa wood. Some things float at first, but then sink as they absorb water or take waters through holes. Here ends the part 2 of our lesson. Good luck, kids, in answering your module. Here ends our video presentation for week 1. This has been Teacher Rona. Thank you.